Hello, welcome to episode 11. I have to apologize for the last video. Apparently my mic had there's some kind of issue with some software that I was using to record my microphone with, which is plugged into my Tascam audio interface, and it was receiving a signal from my mic as 44.1 kilohertz, but it was recording the video at 48 kilohertz. And so what ended up being recorded to the video was a really low gravelly voice, but at the proper speed, so there's all these clicking sounds every now and then. So I had to digitally edit the audio and raise it to the proper pitch and then stretch it out to fill the length of the video. It sounds like crap, and I apologize, but there's nothing more I could do with it unless I did a post-play voiceover, which I didn't really want to do. I wanted to keep the actual experience, so sorry about that. But anyway, here we are. Waterfall, that's nice. Can I walk in the water? No, I can't. Sound design in this game is fantastic as well. So where were we? Okay. To make a quick little fix there. I'm just curious of what this is all about here, so I'm gonna go check it out. These rock formations remind me of Mist 3, also V'ger from Star Trek the Motion Picture, and wait, I know how to solve this, right? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That looks familiar. Multicolored. It's interesting. No. No. Yes. Now we've got these non-digital, actual physical objects instead of LCD screens and cathode ray tube screens and monitor's dying on me again. Interesting. I say that a lot. I'm sorry if that gets annoying. Really need to solve this power supply issue. It's driving me nuts. I'm assuming it's a power supply issue. My screen just goes dead black while in the middle of me playing. And it happened after I got this GTX 970. And I hear that 970 doesn't play nice with certain brands of power supply, and mine was one of them. So I'm assuming that's the problem. I'm hoping that's the problem. Because then I can just get a new power supply. Goes away after a while, but it is irritating. There we go. I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself or not, but I'm doing this, so. That was easy. Of course, the next one always throws a curveball. Like now. Yeah, that doesn't work. No. No. That won't work either. No, of course not. Why would that work? So how do I separate then? I have to do it more cleverly. That's not gonna work. I can't. Oh, okay. Let's try this. Nope. I think I was close though. Or maybe I'm just crazy. No, let's see. No. Yeah, no. No. Nope. No, because the blues are separated. Blues are still separated. Darn. I've got so many unfinished areas to solve in this game. Or I've just picked up and left and said, oh yeah, I'll get back to it. I will. One of these episodes I'm going to backtrack. After I feel like I've made sufficient progress and see what I can see. Okay, now I can't see. How do I do this so that the blues and the yellows are not banded together while going through the middle like this at the same time to separate the whites and the yellows? It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I've already lost. I am just freaking guessing now at this point. I can't go down like this. I can't go like this. But if I cross here, I lose the separation here. I need to be able to go through the middle. I need to. So how can I ensure that while also keeping these together? I don't feel like I can. See, it's always open. Nope, 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 no. I've done a puzzle like this before and I figured it out, but not with this many colors. Or was there? Can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta try a different approach. Different approach. Come on, let's do this. That's the only way I can figure it out, but I don't get the colors together. No. And I can't separate here. This is one of these puzzles that kind of makes you think in a certain way, but you have to resist the urge to think that way and think in a different way. I'm not succeeding very well tonight in doing that. Of course, it's not that easy. I remember a puzzle like this earlier. I should go back through my videos. That's the only way to keep the blues together, is to do this. Unless I come at it from around and do this, but then that's left open at the bottom too. I can't see it, how this is possible. I can't see it. For goodness sake. I'm going to give this 5 more minutes or so, a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to take off to try to look somewhere else. Let me just see what's going on here. I haven't even looked. I haven't even looked at any of this. Holy cow. I recognize that. This looks like some botanical. Okay, certain spectrums of light affect these plants in certain ways, I guess. Maybe it colors the plants. Maybe that's how they're coloring them. We got yellow, orange, and blue, and we got light blue, pink, and blue, dark blue. It's always the last one. It's not even the last one. This is the last one. But that'll open this door. Oh yeah, there's the purple up there. What's with the colors? Oh, there's no multicolored light in there. It's just the colors of the glass. What's with the... why? Okay, last attempt before I abandon this. Yeah, I can't get past there. And I can't do that because it won't separate from the blue. I have to come around it in an enclosed, fully enclosed shape, but I can't do that without crossing over my previous pathway. I don't know. That's the only way I can enclose them, but then I can't separate these. And if I separate them, I can't enclose the blue. Is there a way where I can, if I come this way? No. No, there is not. Unless... no, there is not. Well, there must be some way, or else this puzzle wouldn't be in the game, and it would... would be possible to beat. It is possible to beat. I just gotta find it. The monitor's dying again. It's such a weird problem. My main monitor, it's a 27-inch Asus monitor connected via HDMI to my video card. And I have another Acer monitor that's a 1080p monitor, the Asus one. And I have another second monitor next to it that's an Acer that's 1280 by 1024. And that's connected through DVI. That one doesn't shut off. It's just the monitor connected via HDMI that shuts off. And even if I disable my second monitor, it still turns off the HDMI monitor. It doesn't change anything. Did I really just solve it? Just there? No, of course I didn't. No, you didn't, Brandon. Don't be silly. Don't be silly, Brandon. It's impossible to solve this. If I do this, it connects the blue with the yellow, and I can't have that. And the yellow with the red. Maybe I can do that? No. Of course not. I can't. It's still there. It's not changing anything. It's not it. What if I go up? Can I go up through the middle? I haven't even considered that. Because I didn't think it would be possible. And it's not. Is it? I can't just go up through the middle. I'll separate the yellows and the whites. Unless I do it in a clever way. No, I still got the stupid blue there. Oh, this is driving me nuts. Alright, I'm leaving this alone. I will come back to it. Well, I'm 20 minutes in, and I haven't solved a single puzzle. Well, I've solved a couple, but I haven't accomplished much. Just looking at a couple new areas. Usually I have tended to... There's these flowers. Usually I've tended to solve some major areas before ending a video. Hopefully I'll do the same here. Green. Oh, this... Hey! Look at that. And that's where I was down there, eh? Lots of colors. What do the colors mean? Let's go up here. Up. I want to go... Oh! I see you. I see you. I need to be on the boat. Probably while I'm moving. I need to solve that on the boat. Log that away for another time. Another time, another space. For all you Arion fans out there, if there are any. This is a giant statue. I should see this from below. See what it looks like. Now you're gonna tell me that's not a spot? I feel like this game is starting to give me like Lost vibes. Like the TV series Lost, J.J. Abrams, Bad Robot, that show, where you're on this island, it makes no sense what's going on, you just solve these puzzles, and then you start solving these puzzles just on physical objects themselves, not even on screens or anything, and you're wondering what the heck is going on, and I just hope it doesn't pull a Lost where the ending is just, yeah, every question is just going to lead to more questions, and we're not going to tell you what's going on. That was such a huge letdown. Hello, laptop. I really hope this game doesn't turn into that. I have a feeling it won't, or maybe it will to some degree. Hey, you're closed. What are all these people frozen for? Turned to stone. It's like they're all working together. And they're documenting it. There's the mazes. Oh, there's some like tree huts there, and there's the shipwreck. Yeah, you're not going to tell me that this isn't one. I keep seeing this. I'm like, that is totally a starting position. Laptops. They look... What is that, a paint thing? Not a brush, but... What is going on? And there's somebody up there. It's like they're rushing to stop something, and... And they all just, some of them just gave up. Now this person wants him to do something, and he doesn't want to, and he's carrying a book. The mystery deepens. More laptops. And more of these things. There's like a chisel tool or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's like they were chiseling down the rocks around. I don't know. Oh, but hello. What's that? What does that do? Hello. I knew it. Well, I didn't know that one. But so this had to turn that on so that I could do it? Is that what's going on here? No, it's already on now. Oh, alright, let's listen to this.
Up there, you go around every hour and a half, time after time after time. You wake up usually in the mornings, and just the way that the track of your orbits go, you wake up over the Mideast, over North Africa. As you eat breakfast, you look out the window as you're going past, and there's the Mediterranean area, and Greece, and Rome, and North Africa, and the Sinai, the whole area. And you realize that in one glance, that what you're seeing is what was the whole history of man for years, the cradle of civilization. And you go around down across North Africa and out over the Indian Ocean, and look up at that great subcontinent of India, pointed down toward you as you go past it. And Ceylon off to the side, Burma, Southeast Asia, out over the Philippines, and up across that monstrous Pacific Ocean, vast body of water. You've never realized how big that is before. And you finally come up across the coast of California and look for those friendly things. Los Angeles and Phoenix and on across El Paso. And there's Houston. There's home. And you look, and sure enough, there's the Astrodome. And you identify with that, you know? It's an attachment. And down across New Orleans, and then looking down to the south, and there's the whole peninsula of Florida laid out. And all the hundreds of hours you spent flying across that route, down in the atmosphere, all that is friendly again. And you go out across the Atlantic Ocean and back across Africa. And you do it again, and again, and again. And that identity, that you identify with Houston, and then you identify with Los Angeles, and Phoenix, and New Orleans, and everything. And the next thing you recognize in yourself is you're identifying with North Africa. You look forward to that. You anticipate it. And there it is. That whole process begins to shift of what it is you identify with. When you go around it in an hour and a half, you begin to recognize that your identity is with that whole thing. And that makes a change. You look down there, and you can't imagine how many borders and boundaries you crossed again and again and again. And you don't even see them. At that wake-up scene, the Mideast, you know there are hundreds of people killing each other over some imaginary line that you can't see. From where you see it, the thing is a whole, and it's so beautiful. And you wish you could take one from each side in hand and say, look at it from this perspective. Look at that. What's important? And so a little later on, your friend, again those same neighbors, another astronaut, the person next to you goes out to the moon. And now he looks back and sees the Earth not as something big where he can see the beautiful details, but he sees the Earth as a small thing out there. And now that contrast between that bright blue and white Christmas tree ornament and that black sky, that infinite universe, really comes through. The size of it, the significance of it, it becomes both things. It becomes so small and so fragile, and such a precious little spot in that universe that you can block it out with your thumb. And you realize that on that small spot, that little blue and white thing is everything that means anything to you. All of history and music and poetry and art and war and death and birth and love, tears, joy, games, all of it is on that little spot out there that you can cover with your thumb. And you realize that that perspective, that you've changed, that there's something new there. That relationship is no longer what it was. And then you look back on the time when you were outside on that EVA and those few moments that you had the time because the camera malfunctioned, that you had the time to think about what was happening. And you recall staring out there at the spectacle that went before your eyes. Because now, you're no longer inside something with a window looking out at a picture. But now you're out there, and what you've got around your head is a goldfish bowl, and there are no limits here. There are no frames. There are no boundaries. You're really out there, over it, floating, going 25,000 miles per hour, ripping through space, a vacuum, and there's not a sound. There's a silence, the depth of which you've never experienced before. And that silence contrasts so markedly with the scenery and the speed with which you know you're going. That contrast, the mix of those two things, really comes through. And you think about what you're experiencing and why. Do you deserve this? This fantastic experience? Have you earned this in some way? Are you separated out to be touched by God to have some special experience here that other men cannot have? You know the answer to that is no. There's nothing that you've done that deserves that earned that. It's not a special thing for you. You know very well at that moment, and it comes through to you so powerfully that you're the sensing element for man. You look down and see the surface of that globe that you've lived on all this time, and you know all those people down there. They are like you. They are you. And somehow you represent them when you are up there. A sensing element. That point out on the end. And that's a humbling feeling. It's a feeling that says you have a responsibility. It's not for yourself. The eye that doesn't see does not do justice to the body. That's why it's there. That's why you're out there. And somehow you recognize that you're a piece of this total life. You're out on that forefront and you have to bring that back somehow. And that becomes a rather special responsibility. It tells you something about your relationship with this thing we call life. And when you come back, there's a difference in that world now. There's a difference in that relationship between you and that planet, and you and all those other forms of life on that planet, because you've had that kind of experience. It's a difference, and it's so precious. And all through this, I've used the word you because it's not me. It's not Dave Scott. It's not Dick Gordon, Pete Conrad, John Glenn. It's you. It's us. It's we. It's life. It's had that experience. And it's not just my problem to integrate. It's not my challenge to integrate, my joy to integrate. It's yours. It's everybody's. Russell Schweikart, 1975.
Huh. I'm finally getting what these Tetris puzzles are all about. I'm finally learning how to do them. Okay, so I gotta stack them? Is that what it is? Stack. Okay, left. The one on the far left on the bottom. The ones next on top as we go. Okay. So this should be this, right? No, it should not. You just stack them? No, you don't just stack them. No, they've got to be... What have they got to be, Brandon? Alright, let's look at this. Stacked. Separated. Stacked. 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 Does the row have anything to do with it? I tried that. No, they've got to be together. How can they be together? Like this? No, they can't. Okay. Sideways then? No, that doesn't work. Let's try this. No, that's not together. They're too far away. I can't. I'm missing something about this. It's always the last one. The humdinger. Did I do that one? I guess I did. I thought I didn't. Well, anyway, we're on 35 minutes now. I should end the episode here. And I'll just start again on the next episode right here. I'm glad I'm finally learning these Tetris piece puzzles. That was really driving me crazy earlier. Alright. See you again.